Hi everyone! The first thing that I want to talk about today is the symbolism surrounding Star Wars The Last Jedi. And after that, we'll be talking about the panda symbolism. But let's start off by talking about Star Wars The Last Jedi and this scene that involves Admiral Amelin Holdo basically sacrificing herself. So she's basically committing suicide. Now, basically, it represents when the Rev 12 woman goes into the wilderness. So, when she goes into heaven, basically. Like when she ascends into heaven. Now, let's move on to the panda symbolism. And this panda symbolism is literally everywhere in your TV shows, in your films, just literally everywhere. Like, take this soap opera, for example. It's called Hollyoaks. You see the panda right there? And if we take a look at Kingsman: The Secret Service, which is a very good movie, you see the pandas again. And then even Suicide Squad, there's this guy dressed as a panda, see? Even if we take a look at Jim Henson's Labyrinth, you have the pandas right there on the slippers. Even if we look at this Cadbury's Dairy Milk Buttons packet, you see the panda. And it all goes back to this, Revelation 13 of the King James Bible, where it talks about the beast out of the sea. And it says, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Just like you have a panda bear. So, remember, slippers go on feet, don't they? So, remember, Sarah in Labyrinth represents the Rev 12 woman, just like Amelin Holdo in Star Wars does. Just remember, Laura Dern played Amelin Holdo, but she also played a character in Jurassic Park, and that Jurassic Park woman also represents the Rev 12 woman, just like the actress Laura Dern herself represents the Rev 12 woman. Just like Jennifer Connelly, who plays Sarah, represents the Rev 12 woman. And then, so the witch is giving her the panda slippers, see? This is the woman of wickedness right here. Just like your mummy character. Like, as in, like, the female mummy that was in the Tom Cruise movie. This worm character represents, like, worms coming with viruses and disease in real life. And bacteria and all of that gubbins. Like, basically, this worm is a trickster because it tells Sarah to go one way when really she should have gone the other way because then she would have got to the castle quicker. That's a good point, actually. Like, maybe the worm represents the same as the panda. And that's why, like, both of them are on slippers. Like, I don't know, I might be wrong, that's just a guess. But, I mean, I think it's more likely that the castle, in The Man in the High Castle, represents exactly the same as the castle in Labyrinth. Because in The Man in the High Castle, Juliana Crane is the Rev 12 woman, whereas in Labyrinth, Sarah is the Rev 12 woman. And I think both of those characters have a, like, similar coloured hair as well. So, right, basically, you see the blue for Jesus and the red for Satan. Blending the iron with the clay, blending the good with the evil. Goes back to this Economist cover for the year 2015. See the 5 for the 5th age of the Bible. And then see, all of these people make up the beast out of the sea. Because, like, it's like a beast system, like a beast corrupt system. and Obama is like the shark, because like the shark is the beast out of the sea. Like, just like you have loan sharks, and you with loan sharks you have to like pay money back. Like, and so and sometimes they threaten you, like, if you don't pay the money back in time. So basically, if all of these people are the heads of the beast, then this panda bear is the feet of the beast. That's why it's down the bottom of the cover, because feet are at the bottom of the body. See? And his feet were as the feet of a bear. See? Perfect symbolism. You can deny this all you want, but it's obvious. Like, see Marilyn Monroe, another person who represents the Revelation 12 woman. See this ballet dress that she's wearing? Looks similar to this dress that Amelia Clark's wearing, doesn't it? That's because Amelia Clark also represents the Rev 12 woman. They're both wearing white for heaven as well. And then, basically, Elizabeth Olsen represents the Rev 12 woman. But so does Amelia Clark. And that is why they are shown here in two separate photos, but in a similar pose. Like, just look at all of the white for heaven around her. And around her as well, see? Correct me if I'm wrong, but those arches in the background, like, don't they look a bit like the McDonald's logo to you? Could be to do with the Freemason Royal Arch, I guess. Like, when you have to, like, fly through arches in the Spyro the Dragon video games, maybe that's got to do with the Freemason Royal Arch as well. I don't know why that just suddenly came into my head, but there we go. I mean, the blue walls could be for Jesus. Anyway, if we go back to the slippers, you see 500 by 500 for the fifth age, see? And we'll finish today's video with this. Miss Marvel, another person who represents the Rev 12 woman. Notice how she has blonde hair, just like Alice in Wonderland. And then, because Alice in Wonderland obviously represents the Rev 12 woman. And then, basically, right, you see the red and the blue. Just like Superman wears red and blue. Blue for Jesus, red for Satan, blending the iron with the clay, blending the good with the evil. So, because Miss Marvel has internal battles within herself, within her very soul, just like Superman does. Remember, Superman represents Jesus. So, basically, right, obviously, like, Spider-Man wears blue and red for the same reasons. Spider-Man could represent Jesus as well, who knows? But, basically, right, in the original Miss Marvel comics, she's actually showing her stomach, but for some reason, with this action figure, she's not. And I think this is a prime example when feminism goes too far. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am a bit of a feminist, but this figure right here is just a prime example of when feminism goes too far. Like, why would you edit out, like, a massive part of her costume? Like, doesn't make any sense. Like, surely the more flesh that is shown, the better, because then it's more empowering to women. I mean, have some people never heard of the phrase, if you've got it, flaunt it? I mean, come on, man, jeez. I know some people, like, don't want to flaunt it because they're not confident enough to do that. But come on, I mean, the ones that are prepared to flaunt it, like, don't hold them back. Just let them do it. Like, otherwise, if you restrict them from doing it, then you're just holding them back and you're damaging their confidence. Remember what Gok Wan says. He says it's all about the confidence. So you women out there who are nervous, like, just flaunt it. Like, because believe me, you will feel so much better. Like, once you flaunt it, because, like, you will feel way more confident in yourself and around other people. Like, maybe it might even improve your social skills as well.